one big happy deal. But I am here to tell you, the truth. And the truth is what will set you free. A, you have to get over being apathetic. B, you've got to set boundaries. C, you're going to have to be careful. Someone write the word careful in the chat stream. You're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to be careful. If you don't have order in your finances, you can get wiped out with one bad decision, one bad move. Most of you know that just a month ago, I had somebody that was hacking into my computer systems. And what they were doing was they were making me believe that they had overpaid me. They were making me to believe. They put up a false screen. They were deceiving me that they had put up a false screen and taken a picture of my bank account. This is how deceptive this was. And they reached into another bank account and made it look like they had overpaid me, and they used my money. They just moved some money from one account to another. And they said, we need you now to reimburse us the difference. We need you to reimburse us the difference. You have to be careful. Somebody wants what you've got. There's always somebody who wants what you've got. You have peace, they want your peace. You have joy, they want your joy. You're going to have to maintain order in your life, and particularly order in your physical being and order in your financial being. You're going to have to keep your finances in order. So get over being apathetic, establish boundaries with people, be careful, and number 4, I want you to be discerning. Number 4, write that in the chat stream. Discerning. Joe, I want you to be discerning. Christina, I want you to be discerning. Drake, I want you to be discerning. Wealthy people are very discerning. Successful people are very discerning. Discerning what? Discerning the difference. Discerning the difference in a situation. Discerning the difference in a moment. When our church started, we had the same group of people week after week after week. Here I am praying, oh God, send more people, send more people. And a man showed up. And he took a seat toward the back. And he had a Bible, and he started writing notes. And immediately I discerned that he was not there to embrace me as a spiritual leader, a spiritual teacher, a mentor, a pastor. Immediately I discerned that he was there to investigate me. Now, some of the other people were in the room were about as discerning as the wall. But everyone just left him alone. It's okay. It was all right. But he got ready to leave, and I walked over to him. And the coldest, smart alecky, and I'm cleaning that up, smart alecky comment you could ever expect. Disrespectful, just being very disrespectful. I discerned when he walked into the room that he was not with us. He was not for us. We live in a world full of deception. You know what my spiritual father says? If someone doesn't increase you, inevitably they're going to decrease you. There are no neutral people in your life. No neutral people. You've got to bring order into every relationship, every connection that you have. I did something just yesterday. I went through my mailing list. I have this mailing list with MailChimp, and it's a great service. It's inexpensive. If you have a small number of names, it's absolutely free. It's a great way to stay in contact with people. And I went through and purged names off of my main list. And then I took most of your names that are right here that I'm seeing on this broadcast. And I just got your email address because I've been asking for them and you've been sending them to me. And I put them on a new list. And in just the next 24 hours, 48 hours, you're going to be getting an exclusive email from me. You'll see a little logo that says Walk in Wisdom and Win in Life. And you're going to begin receiving an exclusive email from me. Not going to go to a general list. It's not going to just be floated out there. But when God gives me something to speak, you're going to get that letter. Why? Because I needed to put my communication with people in order. I don't talk to everybody the same. I don't talk to everybody in the street the way I talk to everybody in my church. I don't talk to everybody in my church the way I talk to my spiritual sons or my proteges. I don't talk to everybody that is a spiritual son that I talk to that have been a spiritual son for a number of years. I bring order to my communication on a regular basis, and so do you. And the only way you can do that is to be discerning. The only way to accomplish that is to be discerning. So you're going to have to get over being apathetic. You're going to have to establish some boundaries. You're going to have to be very careful, or you'll lose order. And disorder is not just a minor problem. If you allow disorder to continue in your life, it will grow up in your home. It will no longer be a cute little 12 or 10 or 5-year-old child, but it'll become a 16, 17, 18-year-old rebellious person. If you do not bring order to your children's life, now watch this, because when I'm telling you the truth. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Disorder will reproduce itself into the next generation. Chaos and disorder will reproduce itself into the next generation. And you've got to have the boundary. You've got to be careful. You've got to be discerning. And you've got to be educated. You've got to be educated. After discerning, I want you to write educated. You've got to smarten up. You've got to smarten up about order. You've got to smarten up about order. I know people that go get their oil change and the oil company puts a little sticker up in the left-hand side of the window and says, when your mileage reaches this amount, it is time to come back for another oil change. Do you think they do that? Do you think they do that? No. Why? People of disorder do not follow instructions. People of disorder, that's why they are in disorder. They do not follow instructions. Oh, I've got to wrap this up. You're going to have to educate yourself to order. You're going to have to educate yourself to order. Let me look over here. I've got this book, 21 Things Every Leader Needs to Know. This is a fantastic book. I've got a book on finances, on money matters that'll bring order to your finances. I've got this book. You've got to bring order to your life, and this is the book right here. A Weapon Called Time. Let me show you. A Weapon Called Time. You can't see it Periscope, it's backward, but on Facebook it's not. A Weapon Called Time. A Weapon Called Time. This is the book you want. If you're looking for order in your life, I talked to you about the weapon of a decisive destiny. I talked to you about a weapon of a successful routine. I talked to you about the weapon of planning and goal setting. The weapon of a purposed assignment. I tell you about the ingredients to a purposed assignment. How about the weapon of waiting? What's the weapon of waiting, Dr. Kreitz? Patience is a weapon that forces any deception to reveal itself. You want to have order in your life? Be very patient. Be very patient about coming to conclusions about people. Some of the biggest mistakes I made was laying hands on, moving too quick with people. And I paid the price. I paid for it emotionally. I paid for it financially. You're going to have to be patient because patience is a weapon. This is the book right here. This is the book, A Weapon Called Time. Go to my website. Somebody write my website in there for me. Christina, Joe, somebody. PaulKreitz.com. Somebody put it on the chat stream. It's PaulKreitz.com. PaulKreitz. And you want to get this book. You want to get this book, A Weapon Called Time. I'm telling you, this is my wife's favorite book. This is the favorite book of the past prime minister in the Bahamas. When I gave him this book, he called his staff in. He called his staff in and started teaching them out of the book. The prime minister of the Republic of the Bahamas. I talk about the weapon of an ordered day. I talk about the weapon of a scheduled day. I talk about the weapon of divine appointments. I talk about the weapon of tomorrow thinking. Tomorrow thinking. If you're going to walk in order, you've got to think beyond the present. You have to know how to plan. A person of order is a person that is scheduled and plans. A person of disorder, they don't know what they're doing from moment to moment. All they do is live in reaction. They just live in reaction. You cannot be a success being a reactionary. You cannot be a success being a reactionary. Listen, my time's come and gone. I hope someone has put this in the chat stream. I hope somebody has helped me out here and put this in the chat stream. But PaulKreitz.com, PaulKreitz.com, I'm looking here, PaulKreitz.com. So make sure that you contact me. Get a hold of my books. In fact, let me just tell you, if you buy my book, A Weapon Called Time, if you purchase the book anywhere in the United States, I will pay the shipping and the handling. I will pay. It's $20. It's the best offer you're going to get today. It's the best offer you're going to get today. This book will change your life. All right, I've got to run. Now, I want you to join me tomorrow night. My good friends, Apostle Don Hughes from Tulsa, Oklahoma, will be live with me again tomorrow night. And then Sunday night at 5 p.m. at my Wisdom Center Church, right here in St. Augustine, Don's going to be doing a Power Sunday service. We're expecting people from all over to come in. We're hearing from people from up in Georgia, Alabama, West Florida, all over the state of Florida. I have a great expectation that God's going to do a great thing. I will be, to the best of my ability, live streaming on Facebook, on Periscope. We will do our very, very best to get that out to you. All right. Go to my website, PaulKreitz.com. There's lots of great materials there. There's lots of great information there. Get the book. You have a family member, you have a friend, you know somebody that needs this book. You know somebody that needs A Weapon Called Time. Whatever you do, go get the book. I'll pay anywhere in the United States. I'll pay the shipping and the handling. You sow the seed of $20. Speaking of sowing a seed, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. So many of you have been sowing seeds, been going to my website. There's a donate button there. You've been sowing a seed and you're telling me the harvest that you're getting back. Because I really believe this is the year of divine reimbursement. All those seeds you've sown in years gone by, this is your year. This is your year for divine reimbursement, that God wants to give you some double for your trouble. But I want you to believe God with me. See, you got to know how to receive as well as you need to know how to give. And I'm telling